Welcome back to another episode of Lookin Cookin. I'm Vickie Fleshour.
And I'm Cara Kinney.
Today we are doing a recipe called Dolly's Queso Dip from Dolly Parton's cookbook, Lookin Cookin. Yes, Lookin Cookin, with her sister, Rachel Parton George. And our spice this month is red pepper flakes, and this recipe calls for red pepper flakes. So we decided to do this one. So Kara's going to read off the recipe and tell you a little bit about red pepper flakes.
For this recipe, you need 1 pound of lean ground beef and 2 teaspoons of oil, a half a cup of chopped onion, 1 teaspoon chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon cumin, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of the red pepper flakes, and then we need 8 ounces of velvetta cheese. And today you'll see we're going to double that because this is also going to be done for the staff today, so we're adding extra. And then we have a half a cup of petite diced tomatoes, mostly drained, a 1/4 cup of diced green chilies, a 1/4 cup of green salsa, a half a cup of Monterey Jack cheese shredded, 2 tablespoons of cilantro leaves chopped, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped jalapenos with ribs and seeds removed. And then red pepper flakes being our spice of the month. Here are some fun facts that you might want to know about them. They consist of dried and crushed red chili peppers. The village of Bakova, North Macedonia were the first to be credited with the creation of crushed red pepper flakes. And for the United States, they're most commonly found on tables in pizzerias around the country.
So this is just kind of basically a dump recipe.
Because we've already browned our hamburger, because we all figured you know how to brown hamburger, and we didn't use any oil. Feel free to, but we figured the hamburger had enough.
We used 90-10.
Yeah, and it had just enough grease that we don't have to drain it, and it's pretty good.
And we added our onions into the ground beef when it was cooking also.
Yeah.
So the rest of this stuff we're just going to add in to that and then add it into the crock pot and let it be on low or warm. You could just leave it on warm too because it's all cooked. So Kara's adding the chili powder.
There's a teaspoon of chili powder. The cumin, I'm just going to kind of eyeball. We have a little packet from a former Spice of the Month recipe, so I'm just going to say that looks about right.
It calls for 1/2 teaspoon, so
yeah.
If you want to add more, would add just a little bit more spice to your dip.
1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. A 1/4 teaspoon of dried red pepper flakes. And you can find those in most grocery stores. We went to the county market in North Manchester to get these. That's why they're in a square box, but you can get them.
We have lots of Amish grocery stores around us, so we can get lots of stuff all pretty cheap.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we've already added the salt and pepper too, because I did that when I was browning the hamburger. Now we're going to return this to the heat and stir it all together and let the spices bloom a little bit.
And then we'll come back and continue with the rest of it.
Okay, and we've taken our hamburger back off the stove and we've bloomed our spices, and I don't know if you don't know what blooming is, you just put your spices in there and cook it until it develops more of the flavor in the oil of the hamburger. So we've done that. Now the next thing we're going to do is add a 1/2 cup actually no, we're going to add the velvetta first. I almost forgot the main ingredient.
And we're doubling that. It calls for 8 ounces, we're doing 16.
And you can just tear it with your fingers, or if you want to cut it in half, feel free to do whatever. I promise I did wash my hands. And then we have a cup today. It's a 1/2 cup, but we're going to use a cup of Monterey Jack cheese. that. Now we need
half a cup of petite diced tomatoes.
yeah. So,
And I drained a little bit of the juice off of those.
okay. We need a quarter cup of
Those are the jalapenos.
oh,
Quarter cup of
the
green chili.
Yeah.
I got medium. I would add the hot myself. We're not at home, so
And feel free to add the whole can if you really want it spicy, if you're a big spice fan. So there's the half cup of the green chilies. Now we have 2 tablespoons of the jalapenos, finely chopped.
and I just got a can of them. You can feel free to chop fresh ones up if you want to. That's why it says ribs and seeds removed. Just using fresh ones, but I use a can today.
There's that. Now we need our quarter cup of our salsa verde or green salsa. I put a little bit extra because I do like the green salsa. And then we have our cilantro. This, if you don't like cilantro, you can leave it out because it says it's optional. So you can leave it out, but because I know cilantro is one of those things that either you like it or you don't.
And some people taste like soap.
Yes. So there's that.
And the jalapenos are also optional as well.
And now I'm going to stick this back on the stove for just a minute and start the cheese melting, and then we'll dump it in our crock pot.
Okay, our dip is finished, so Cara and I are going to try it here. It looks really good. It smells really good. And this came together in like 20 minutes or so.
I would say this would be perfect for March Madness in another week or so.
Yes. We got tortilla dippers. You can get lots of dip in your dipper. That's really good. I would add more spice to mine, but
Yeah. For me, who isn't quite much on spices, it's about right. And it's got a nice kick at the end.
but this is really good.
Good, yeah.
And like Cara said, March Madness is coming up, and we're in Indiana, so it's really big here. So thank you for joining us for another video today. Next month we're doing
Lavender scones
yes,
in
baking. One of my favorite things to do.
in honor of Easter and Mother's Day.
Yes. So join us for that one, and we'll see you then.
Bye.